Hi boys and girls, today we have a new read aloud novel, Jansen, The Mystery at the Monkey House. So we can preview the front of the book there, and if we look at the back, it always tells us a little something about the story and what it's about to capture our interest. So it says here, no mystery is too great for super sleuth Jansen and her amazing photographic memory. It says, can Cam find the zoo's missing monkeys? Mysteries follow super sleuth Cam Jansen everywhere she goes, even to the zoo. When a few monkeys suddenly go missing from their cage, Cam is sure she knows how the thief took them. Can she find the missing monkeys before they are lost forever? Let's see. So when I open the Cam Jansen books, there's something I usually don't show you. So I'm going to show you. When I open it, at the side here, they often tell me all of the different books that are available from this series, but they also, before it starts in chapter 1, there's also a little spot here where they have included a part of the story that they think is really interesting, that kind of like the back of the book will capture your attention and want you to read to get to that part and beyond that part. So I'm going to read this part for you. It says, the monkeys are missing. They're gone, Cam said. Who's gone? Eric asked. The monkeys. The cage was full of monkeys, and now it's almost empty. Cam led Eric and Billy to the first monkey cage. Eric's monkey and a few of the other monkeys were missing. I think someone stole them, Cam said. Billy shook his head and told Cam no one would steal monkeys. The zookeeper is probably feeding them somewhere, or maybe the monkeys are being moved to another cage. No, Cam shook her head. The monkeys are fed in their cage. Look, there are even some banana peels in there from the last feeding. And if they are moving the monkeys, they would have taken them all. Then Eric asked, where would they move monkeys? This is the monkey house. So this is a part that is going to come up later in the story. So they kind of want to give you a preview to when the problem starts. So we know that we're gonna come upon this part again later. So they sometimes do that in books, sometimes they don't. Usually in a chapter book, it would occur. They usually don't do that in a storybook. So here, when I turn the page again, it's showing some different Cam Jansen books they have. And they kind of have the title again with the name of the author and illustrator. And now we're at chapter 1. So we want to listen closely to the words so we can help to visualize what's going on in our mind when we don't have the picture. So chapter 1. Quick, Cam Jansen told her friend Eric Shelton. Pull the cord. Ring the bell. Cam and Eric were riding on a bus. Eric reached up and pulled the cord above his window. It rang a bell. The driver knew someone wanted to get off at the next stop. At the corner, the bus stopped and the driver opened the doors. Cam and Eric got off. We almost missed our stop, Cam said. The Jackson Park Zoo is right up this block. It was a cool spring afternoon. Cam and Eric had gone to the zoo right after school. When they reached the zoo entrance, Eric took out his wallet and paid the fee. Cam paid too. Look, Eric said. He pointed to a boy just ahead. There's Billy Adams. He's the boy I told you about. He just moved into my apartment building. Hey, Billy, Billy, Eric called. The boy turned. Cam and Eric walked over to him. This is my friend Jennifer Jansen, Eric told the boy, but everyone calls her Cam. Cam? It's short for the camera. Everyone calls her that because she has an amazing memory. Her mind takes the picture of whatever she sees. When she wants to remember something, she just looks at the pictures she has stored in her brain. Cam, Eric, and Billy were standing on a wide paved road. In front of them was a large map of the zoo. Eric said, Cam can take one look at this map. Then she can close her eyes and tell you where everything is. I don't believe it, Billy said. Cam looked at the map and she said, click, and closed her eyes. What did she say? Billy asked. Click. Eric said. She always says that when she wants to remember something. And it's the sound of her mental camera when it takes a picture. Where are the giraffes? Billy asked. Walk down this main road, Cam said with her eyes still closed. When you pass the camel rides, turn right. First come to the elephants and then the giraffes. She's peeking, Billy said. Cam turned around and said, now you can't say I'm peeking. Ask me another question. Cam has red hair and freckles. Eric's hair is brown. Cam and Eric live near each other and are in the same 5th grade class. Cam and Eric often walk to school together. Where's the Lion Safari gift shop? Billy asked. It's on the main road right next to the Bear Hug refreshment stand. Honk honk. Cam opened her eyes. A large truck was on the road. Cam, Eric, and Billy moved aside to let the truck pass. It was a gardener's truck. The back was filled with dirt, sticks, shovels, and rakes. Well, I'm smart too, Billy said. People think goats eat tin cans, but they don't. They just like to lick the glue off the labels, and the fastest animal is the cheetah. I didn't say Cam was smarter than you, Eric said. I just said she has an amazing memory. I have a good memory too. When I was 2 years old, I met John and Jenny Hudson. They're friends of my parents, and I still remember their middle names, Jack and Donna. That's great, Eric said. Now, let's go see the monkeys. They're always lots of fun. Cam closed her eyes and said, click. Then she said, to get to the monkey house, we just walk down the main path and make a left at the seal pool. The monkeys are right after the prairie dogs. Did you know that people in Malaysia train monkeys? Billy asked. They tie belts and long ropes on them. Then the monkeys climb trees and pick coconuts. Eric smiled and said, that's very interesting. Let's go, Cam said as she walked ahead. I don't want to talk about monkeys. I want to see them. Chapter 2. There were very few people visiting the zoo. Cam, Eric, and Billy walked past the refreshment stand. The woman working there was reading a book. Nearby was a man with an ice cream cart. He was sitting on the bench and resting. As they walked past the seals, Billy said, did you know that baby seals can't swim? And do you know how seals keep warm? Their bodies are covered in lots of blubber. Blubber is fat. That's very interesting, Eric told Billy. I know that because I read lots of books about animals. I don't say click, but I have a good memory. I remember what I read. The monkey house was a large brick building. Outside the building, along both sides were cages. Part of each cage was outside the monkey house and part was inside. Cam and Eric and Billy walked into the building. The monkey house smelled and it was noisy. Cam sat out on a bench in the middle of the house and looked from one cage to the next. So listen closely. We'll have to make pictures in our mind for this scene. Billy read the signs describing the different kinds of monkeys. Eric stood close to one of the cages and looked in. Eric looked at the monkeys in the first cage. He stood with his hands behind his back. Cam noticed that a very small monkey was watching Eric, and the monkey was standing with his hands behind his back too. A monkey jumped onto a swing. Eric turned to look at it. The monkey watching Eric turned too. Eric watched the monkey swing, then he walked to the next cage. When Eric walked, so did the very small monkey. Hey Eric, Cam called, you have a friend in that cage. What? Cam got off the bench. She pointed to the very small monkey and said, that monkey is copying everything that you do. Eric looked at the monkey. The monkey looked at Eric. Eric reached up and put his hands on his head. The monkey reached up too. He put his hand on his head and smiled. Billy, come here, Cam whispered. You have to see this. Cam and Billy watched as Eric jumped and the monkey jumped too. Eric put his hands in his pocket, lifted one foot and hopped. The monkey didn't have pockets, but he put his hands at his side, lifted a foot and hopped many times in a big circle around the cage. Then the monkey sat on the floor of the cage on top of a banana peel. The monkey rubbed his stomach and made a funny laughing sound. "Your monkey hops better than you do," Billy said. "Do something else," Cam told Eric. Eric scratched his nose. The monkey scratched his nose. Eric clapped his hands and jumped. The monkey did that too. "Now, I'll do something the monkey can't do," Eric said. He held his hands over his head. He leaned forward, took a little jump, and stood on his hands. Eric walked like that, upside down. Then he fell to the floor. Eric looked at the monkey cage. The very small monkey looked at Eric and smiled. Then the monkey stood on his hands and ran around the cage. Using his tail, he pulled himself onto a swing and made that funny laughing sound again. Eric began to laugh. Cam and Billy laughed too. "That monkey walks on his hands better than you do," Cam said. "He hops and scratches his nose better too. But I'll bet you're better at spelling and long division." "I'm not so sure," Billy said. "Some monkeys are really smart." Cam could put her arm around Eric's shoulder. As they walked out of the monkey house, Cam said, "Well, no monkey is as smart as my friend Eric." Billy followed Cam and Eric out of the monkey house. There was a small crowd near the seal pool. Cam, Eric, and Billy went there to see what was happening. It was feeding time for the seals. A woman was standing at the edge of the pool holding a bucket filled with small fish. The woman threw the fish to the seals. The seals caught some of the fish in their mouths. The other fish landed in the pool, and the seals swarmed to get them. A baby seal was sitting on a large rock. It tried to reach the fish that landed nearby, but one of the bigger seals got there first. "Oh, give the baby something to eat," a man in the crowd called out. The woman threw some fish to the other side of the pool. The big seals all swam after them. Then the woman threw a few fish to the rock for the baby seal. When her bucket was empty, the woman left the seal pool. Many of the people who had come to watch walked away. "Let's go to the reptile house. I want to see the alligators," Billy said. "My father is a dentist, and whenever he sees an alligator, he says, 'Just look at those teeth.'" As Cam, Eric, and Billy walked towards the reptile house, they passed a gift shop. They went inside. Billy bought a poster of a smiling alligator. Cam bought a banner. Eric found a book about monkeys. Eric gave the book to the man behind the counter. The man put the book into a bag. Eric reached into his pocket for his wallet. Then he reached in his other pants pocket. "Come on, pay the man," Billy said. "I can't. My wallet is gone." We will continue with Chapter 3 on our next reading. Have a great day.